What is up? So, we got like a first impressions going on here. This thing is sick. We have the Anax, the microtech Anax in the house. I was lucky enough to scoop one of these up. I don't know how or what made me go onto the website or how I got to the website, but I was on the computer and I hit something, I guess, on Instagram, and it just like it took me there, and I was like, oh shit, they're available. So I had to hit up my boy Kev Lefty and be like, yo, I just got one. So he got one. I really don't know too many other people that actually were able to get one. I know a few on the second hand. People have bought them, from other people, but I don't think there was that many. I know there was even fewer ones that were not satin, but well, it was satin, but it was hand satin. This is bead blasted, which worst thing to do in here. Worst thing to have in here. Yeah, that's just for another. That's for the actual review. One thing that I was kind of bummed out. At first, the action was kind of weird. It wasn't dropped shutty. It just felt somewhat off. And of course, it only comes with one freaking bit. So, it was a pain to get off. I had to heat it up a few times with a blow dryer. It wasn't like, a high heat. It was a blow dryer. It's not going to do anything. But in the end, I ended up having to get another bit. And even then, the amount of Loctite they put in here was so goddamn freaking much that literally I scratched the living shit out of the frame doing it. Scratched the living shit out of it, and I'm fucking pissed. But I did get the action to be amazing, because what I found out is it is actually a what is it called? It's like a lock pivot. It's not free spinning, but it was free spinning when I was trying to unscrew it, because it popped out of the two notches, because there's two notches on this side, and this is the pivot itself has the notches on it, but it's only goes in this much. So if it backs out any at all, it just free spins. And it came like that from the factory, and I didn't realize until after I started to try to get it undone, which I ended up actually buying a tool that was too big, so I had to modify it to actually fit, which does fit perfectly. I was able to get it to fit really good, but this was already done when I tried before, because the amount of Loctite that it had on it. So if you do get one, please be careful. Don't do the same thing I did. Also, disclaimer, it does not, I repeat, it does not have loose bearings. It actually has the the white clearish plastic bearings with the plastic outer with the titanium ceramic bearings. So it's kind of like a Delrin, bearing almost, just with the white, plastic instead of the black. So but it is kind of, they do have, I don't know if it's multi-row, but it's got more than the average one has, because it's I forget how it goes. It's like a square in the circle, so it's more than just the circle. So, but you're probably even more confused now. But honestly, this knife is freaking sick. Even with the scratch here and the 2 over here, 3 over here, I'm pretty sure I can get this blasted or something, and get them to be out. I mean, it's not like the end of the world, but this thing is done so well. I'm really, really, surprised with, Reich. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm blown away is a better word. The inlay here is freaking insane, and it's weird because there's a divot here and then a divot here. It's it's raised right here, so it really fits in the hand. It helps with the, I don't know why, but it helps so much with the ergos. And then this choke up point, it goes from this hard, thick jimping that also has it down here into these 2 finer jimpings, and there's 2 rows of it. So if you're back here, you can climb up to there, and you got good jimping, and you don't got this. You don't have to put pressure down on this harsh jimping. But then if you choke up, you still have this other one right here, where you still have enough jimping to catch your thumb and bear down. I think it's a brilliant idea how they have both. It will get you. It will get you. This jimping, I was kind of nervous that it wasn't gonna work too well. It works perfectly. It almost is a little too aggressive in my eyes, especially having it down here. Sometimes when you're fidgeting with it over and over again, it kind of starts to hurt a little bit, but it's not too bad. Just climb up and do it. But the action on this, after I got the pivot into the right place and was able to crank it down, which it's kind of weird because I cleaned the Loctite out and just with alcohol and scrubbed it out, got it all out, and put it back together correctly with the pivot and the locking pivot in, and then just the regular screw on this side to screw in, and it has not backed out. It's rock solid. There's no play, no nothing. So I don't know why they had to go and Loctite the hell out of it. It kind of pisses me off because if a company's going to put the amount of Loctite that they put into a pivot, put that in a disclaimer in somewhere, because or just say do not take apart the knife or something like that, because you just have a warning period. Because us as knife collectors, especially something like this, which is a freaking, it's not an everyday person is going to buy this. This is going to be a knife collector or someone that collects microtech or whatever, somebody that is in this hobby is going to buy this. They're not going to spend, $500, $600, $700 on a freaking, knife out of the blue and know nothing about it. So if that's the case, they know that 90% of us like to, take apart most of our knives and clean them, which we have to clean our knives. I mean, if a company doesn't think that you have to take your knife apart and clean it, then they're fucked up, because you have to eventually. The oil doesn't last forever. Like grime and dirt does, and dust and stuff like that gets into those crevices that you can't blow out with air, and you can't, oil is not going to push it out. Like, you have to clean it out. So why companies are still doing it, I have no idea. Like, it was so much Loctite. Like, I've never seen that amount of Loctite in a pivot before in my life. It was weird. I've never seen it. I hope I never have to see it again. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe it was walking from the factory and that's why they did it, but I think they did it to every one of them, because I haven't talked to anyone that doesn't have it in their pivot. Like, they can't turn it at all. So, and also, why give a tool if you're gonna Loctite it? That's what I don't understand. Why even, give us the tool to take it apart when you're gonna Loctite it? It just doesn't make sense to me. So, I mean, do I still love the knife? I love the knife. I do. It's insane. I was thinking about letting it go, only because I want to get an Arius and Koenig Arius. I did purchase one already, and I spent quite a penny, $800, and the guy shipped it over from California, put it in the mail, shipped it or whatever, gave me the tracking number, everything was going smooth. Then my post office is now saying that they delivered it, when 100% they did not, because I was home at the time and there was no packages, there was nothing, because once it was delivered I went out and looked for it and it was not there. So now I'm assed out, because whoever the driver was, or whatever scanned it last, scanned that it was delivered, and the post office is like, well, it was delivered, somebody must have stole it from your your apartment complex or whatever, or wherever you live, so that's on you, that's not on us. And of course the guy didn't put any insurance on the freaking package. Like, you're sending a freaking $800 knife across the country, why the fuck would you not put insurance on it? Sorry guys, I'm gonna calm down now, but come on now, why wouldn't you? Like, just use common sense, people. It's $800. Like, you don't give a shit, because you're not gonna be the one that's out the $800, but just be courteous, Like, we're all in this hobby together. You just got $800. You couldn't put the freaking, a couple $100 worth of insurance, which is like freaking $2, $3, $4. Come on now. Alright, I'm done venting, but that's why I might sell this to fund my purchasing of another Arius that I'm determined to get my own Arius. I have a couple other knives that I'm gonna try selling before this, but if someone ends up making me a good offer on this, I'm not opposed to selling it. If it's going to get me closer. Or if anybody wants to trade for an Arius with maybe some cash on top or another knife on top, I am open to those talks. So, I mean, I'm looking for, just a PJ, Arius, nothing special. I'm not the type of person that safe queens a knife, even no matter how much I spend on it. So it's going to be carried and it's going to be flipped and probably used. So I'm not looking for a $1 million knife here, but yeah. I mean, if you want to trade me that, then by all means, I'll take the $1 million knife. But but yeah, this is the microtech Anax, and it's killer. If you have a chance to pick one up at a decent price, you better freaking get it, because this thing is amazing. I'm actually I really don't want to let it go. So yeah, I really do want to keep it. And also I kind of would feel bad selling it to someone, mainly because of this. It's all fucked up. It's all scratched from, trying to get the pivot out. So it's I don't know. Unless someone's going to have it as a user, which, I would. So I use it. So, but all right, guys, I'm gonna hit the hay, hit the sack, take a nap, go to sleep, do whatever. Got work in the morning. I love you guys. Peace out, and I'll catch you later.